to Edupedia World. In this tutorial, we'll continue learning about arrays in Java. In previous tutorial, we have seen theoretically what are and how to declare arrays in Java. In this tutorial, we'll create an example of arrays in our Eclipse IDE. So let's open our Eclipse IDE and begin creating arrays. So this is my Eclipse IDE. I have already created a project Java Fund Core Platform, and I do have a basic source folder. In that I have created multiple packages. Now let me create a class over here. Just go to new class, and my class name would be array example. You can see over here I'm just creating it in a default package. So it says the use of default package is discouraged. So just let me, create a package for this. So this is my package that I have created, java.arrays. So let's go to finish. And our new class array example has been created. Now let me create a method inside it. Firstly, let me create main method. So this is the main method that I have created. Inside it, let me call another method. So to call another method, I have to create a method. Let me create a method. So you see I have created a method myArray. Now in order to call that method, since this method is not a static method, that's why I'll be creating object of array example class. So I have created the object, and using this object I'll call this method. Okay. Inside this method, let's declare an array. So far we have seen how we can declare an array. So let's do that. So this is how we create an array. And how do we initialize it? Well, we can do it like this. So this is one way of initializing an array. Another way of initializing an array is over here, or you can also do it like this. So it says array constant can only be used in initializers. So I think I need to move it upward. Yeah, over here it's fine. So I can only initialize it like as soon as it's declared using the values, or I can simply declare the size over here. If you don't declare the size, it will give you an error. If I try to do this, it will give me an error. So I need to define size. Now how to declare two-dimensional array? So either you can do it like this and this. So you see over here you need to provide number of rows. Column is optional. I can either provide it or I can skip it. But if I do skip number of rows, it will give me an error. So you see over here I haven't provided rows and column, it's giving me an error. If I just provide number of column, it will still give me an error. So it's always compulsory to provide number of rows while initializing it. So now it is fine. And how to insert the values? Where you can use the for loop inside it. Or I would rather say a dot length r plus plus. So this is to access number of rows. Fine. And how to access number of columns is So you see over here what I'm using is I'm using a variable I to navigate up to a dot length, and then I'm using in a inner loop a variable k to navigate up to ai dot length. So ai would be like the row of array. So it's since it's having two rows, 0 and 1, so the value of I will be 0, and for that the value, and for value when the index will become I, then the value. So although over here I have hard coded it, but if I don't hard code it and I'm providing the value through user, then this will give me explicitly an idea how many rows or what are the things that I want to do. So I can either do this, and afterwards I can just do this. So I'm in this case I'm actually initializing a particular row with 12 elements, and I'm initializing the array a index 1 to a new array having number of elements as 10. So in the first case the value over here that I'll get is 12, and the second case the value over here I get is 10. Okay, so now I can do this is equal to, and whatever I want to enter. If I'm asking the user to do that, I can even do that, or if I'm just maintaining something else to enter it, I can do that also. So what I'm doing is I'm using counter plus plus, and over here let me initialize the counter as 0. Okay, so this is how I have like created the array and how I'm doing it. So now I can print the array. In order to print that, I can use the loop again to print that array, or what I can do, I can even use the for each loop. So I can just do that. So now if I just do that, you can see the output will come as this. So it's giving us an exception, array index out of bound exception. Why so? 1. On 1 it's giving us an exception. So this is a line which is giving me an exception. Line number is 20th. Why so? Because over here I'm having like 0, and then I'm having 1, and I'm actually assigning it to 1. Why so? Because I have given the index as 1. So if I just change it to 2, then it would be fine. Why so? Because this is actually the size. So the size that I have defined is 2. So it can have 0 and 1 as 2 rows inside it. Okay, so now it's perfectly fine. But you can see in the output it's not printing the element, it's rather printing some object. Why so? Over here because I'm printing q, and q is actually a integer array. In order to print the element, I need to place another loop over here. So let's do that. W in q int W in Q. So I can either use for loop or for each loop. To print the elements over here, I'm using for each loop. You can even use a for loop. And you see now it's printing all the elements. And since I have entered all the consecutive elements using a counter, that's why this is the value that I'm getting. I hope so you have enjoyed doing the array example. I would also like to let you know what all examples you can try yourself. So these are some of the common examples. You can see there's an example to find the duplicate elements inside a array. I'm just going to quickly show you what I have done in this. So this is my find duplicate class, and inside that I have a main method. I have created an object of my find duplicate class, and I have given or a hard coded a array, taken a size of a array, and I'm calling a method print repeating by passing array and its size. So what this will do is it will keep on printing the elements that are getting repeated in the array. How it is going to do that? Well, you can see I've actually used a math.abstract function over here. So if there is a method or if there is a element that is getting printed, it will get the value changed to negative. So you see, first of all, when the value 4 will come over here, so it will gonna check if math.abs I greater than 0. And since it's 4, it is positive. So if I do abs of 4, it will be greater than 0. If it is, then it will change to minus. So the value over here will become minus 4. Similar thing will happen for 2. After that, for 8 also, it will change to minus. Okay. And then you can see like what I'm doing is I'm actually checking the index over here. So whenever like 4 will come, so math.abs 4 will give you 4. So array on the index 4 will be actually computed. So the array on the index 4 is this is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is like the fourth index and it will be computed and this will actually change this element to minus 4. Fine. Similarly, when 2 will be encountered, it will change the second element. It is 0, 1 and 2. So this will be changed to minus 8. Similarly, when 8 will be encountered, the 8th element will be changed to minus 1. And when the fourth element will be encountered, which is 8, again the 8th element will be checked. And over here, it will see that 8th element is already negative. So if it's already negative, it will go into the else case and it will say that this is a repeating number. So, over here, we can get to know by the index, that is the 8, we can get to know 8 is repeating. So this is a logic that I have used over here, but this logic is only good if array is not having any element which is greater than the size of array. So if the size of array is 8, then all the elements should be up to 8, not anything above 8. So then this logic works absolutely fine, but yeah, you can also try writing a generic logic where it will find to get a duplicate element and try to do it with the minimum complexity because if I want to, get the duplicate element, I can even simply do it by comparing each element with the every element. But that will anyway increase my complexity. So let's try to achieve it by minimum complexity, that is ON complexity. So this task I leave up to you to make it a generic code and do it with ON complexity. Other things that you can try yourself is to find missing number, to find kth smallest in unsorted array, to find an intersection point, to find number, to find something that is not repeated twice, to find all pairs sum which is equal to a given number. Let's say the sum is 21. To find all pairs that make the sum 21. So as of now, I haven't written a logic for it right now, but once I write the logic for all of it, I'll also create a video for it. But you can try it yourself. That would be beneficial. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. Let's meet in the next tutorial. Thank you.